Welcome back, folks, to another Inside the Ropes episode here on Golf WRX. We're out at Colonial Country Club, where we got time with both Brandt Snedeker and Neal Shipley to discuss their setups that they have in play, as well as talking with JJ Spaun about a surprise putter switch that he's making. Sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy. Let's dive right into the action, and we caught up with the US Open champion JJ Spaun to discuss a potential switch away from his long-serving Lab DF3.
It's the heel shafted Oz, just something I kind of wanted to change the way the putter was looking, just a completely kind of different look than the DF3 that I've been using for the last year and a half. So it's just easier to kind of line up for me, with kind of less onset looking design. And it's just, something I felt like kind of switching it up and seeing how it goes. It's a little different. It's a little firmer, a little faster. I feel like my pace has been pretty weak this year, so I thought a little bit of a firmer face, maybe it would get the ball to the hole a little bit faster and, just kind of see what it gives me.
I know, pretty iconic with the putter that you had. You tested with an insert version of that before, or
yeah,
not?
I have. Yeah, just kind of dabbled with it, but a little bit of a different feel. I think it's a faster roll with the insert, but I still have the gamer, the Old Faithful, sticking around, so hopefully she gets a little jealous and wants to start cooperating after using the heel shafted one.
Obviously, you're partnered with Lab now as well as an official ambassador. Have you spent more time with them over the last year working with this? Is this something you've seen maybe coming or?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say we've worked too much together. I felt like I was pretty content with my putter, and they've been very supportive and making sure I have what I need and giving me things to try out that are kind of up and coming products. So on that side, it's been really cool kind of being affiliated with them. But it wasn't really until getting fit for this Oz, Liam Bedford came down to Scottsdale over the weekend, and we kind of worked on that stuff. So it was kind of nice to get it tweaked and fine-tuned, and hopefully work a little better for me. Just final question: did you try any of the other style heads, or obviously the new one that they brought out a week or so ago? No, I kind of had my mind set on like the heel shaft. It was more of Sam's idea, just something a little different. I think onset with the shaft, directly through the center, kind of broke up, the alignment lines that are on the putters. So I thought, having kind of a, straight line down the back would have been easier for me to aim the putter a little bit easier now. So yeah, it's just something that I've been tinkering with for a few days, so it's feeling nice so far.
Lab also had its new VZN lineup on display around the green at Colonial. Also found at the putting green was Rico Hoey's newly created Jailbird broomstick putter. The custom head features an aluminium insert taken from an unreleased turtle head that's been epoxied into the face. Another new putter on display for the first time was TaylorMade's Spider ZT Max. The zero torque mallet is considerably larger than the original head. We'll have to wait and see when, or even if, it makes it to retail. Now it's time to catch up with Brandt Snedeker, who recently returned to the winner's circle on tour. He gave us a deep dive into his setup.
We are at the Charles Schwab Challenge down here in Fort Worth, Texas at Colonial Country Club. And I'm going to give you a little walkthrough what my setup is this week and kind of most weeks out here on tour. I guess we'll start with the irons. I play a Ping I-240s. These are the relatively new models. Switched to them in the last year. Really like their forgiveness. They kind of do everything. I kind of check every box for me. Fly a little higher, which is what I need as I've gotten older, and really easy to hit, really forgiving, but still get you that playability feel you like to have. So I play steel fiber I-95 shaft, Aerotech, and then S-Flex. So I've been in these for probably 12 years now. I was kind of one of the first guys out here to go graphite, and just so much easier on my body, so much easier on my wrist and my elbows, and still have that that nice tight dispersion you're looking for in iron shafts. And obviously it's super light. Most iron shafts out here are about 125 degrees, most guys, and so 95 is obviously really light, but they play really firm. They feel good. Once I got used to them, I kind of launched them a little bit higher, a little bit easier to hit. So really enjoyed that mix. We go down through our wedges here. I actually went to these. I'm playing Cleveland RTZ wedges. Switched to these a couple weeks ago. Been a Titleist guy for a long time, but I grew up playing 588s, Cleveland's back in the day, and this is kind of their new model of that. And really enjoy what they've done for me. Spent a lot more. Switched to them a couple weeks ago, and results have been really good. So I carry a 46, a 52, a 56, and a 60, kind of hit all the gaps. I play a S300 shaft in those, steel. Kind of a lighter shaft, less flex, just kind of a little bit more feel, a little bit more spin for the short iron clubs. Putter, this is new for me. I played the same putter out here forever, so for me to switch, it had to be good. So I switched to the Spider Tour X XZ, or X7, I think, with the white insert. And man, I just did a lot of testing with this thing at home. Obviously saw the guys earlier this year get, I think they won 8 straight events, and so gave it a ride at home, and just kind of really liked the way it came off. A lot more consistent for me inside 5 feet. Felt like my stroke stayed pretty similar, and so been really excited with it. Putted really well, so I put it in the bag. As we go to the top end, carry 5 wood. This is a TaylorMade QI35. This is a couple generations ago, 5 wood, 18 degree with a 8X Ventus Fuji. It's come up with my 235 club, just kind of something nice to be able to, not being a long guy out here, I need to have these extra woods in there to help me get it where I need to go. 3 wood I play is a QI35 15 degree. Play a blue Ventus in this one just to kind of keep the spin just a little bit more off of it. Not really worried about the launch on this one as much, but really consistent, really solid. I think as you'll see most guys out here, TaylorMade does a really good job with their fairway woods. Most guys are playing them. So really happy with that. And then this is something people probably don't realize is still out here, but this is an old M2. I played this 10 years ago. Really thought it was the best driver they ever made, and kind of been playing, switching back and forth with the new Titleist driver is really good too, but just for whatever reason I seem to drive this one really straight. Got a lot of confidence in it. It's not the longest driver, but man, I just know where it's going. And I'm not winning long drive contests out here anymore, so it's nice to be able to put it in the fairways. So pretty old school. I think this driver's 10 years old, so but it's consistent, and I play a speeder shaft in that, an old speeder Fuji 6X shaft. So kind of a basic setup there. I will kind of monkey around with my top end irons. If I've got a 7 wood, I'll throw in and take my 3 iron out, depending on the course setup. Or I've got a 2 iron, I'll take my 5 wood out if I go play British Open or something like that, kind of keep the ball down. But for the most part, it's kind of what I'm traveling with every week, what I'm playing day in, day out. So pretty basic setup. I wouldn't say anything too crazy out there, but kind of took me a while to get this set up, but I really like it. It's been working out pretty well for me.
Awesome. Quick question about the driver. Yeah. Obviously, the head is pretty old, but the shaft might be older, I believe.
Yes, I think it is.
Is that something that you've played before in the past, and you just sort of went back to it?
Yeah,
and
I played this shaft
good?
Forever, in different paint jobs, but it's the same shaft I played pretty much for my whole career out here. And when I went and pulled it out of my garage, it had this shaft in it. I went out and hit it, and I was like, this is the way, it's what's supposed to feel like. It's really nice. And so, I've been trying to bug them to give me another one, but they don't make them anymore, so it's kind of my last one. So just really like the way it flexes. I like having a little play in it, a little feel down at the bottom of the shaft, and this one I feel like it's got some butt stiffness to it, but the tip of the shaft's real flexible feeling. So I kind of like having that little bit of play in the bottom of it. So been pretty happy with it.
I watched you warm up at PGA, and you actually went over and spoke to Rory because you showed him the club. I think he said it's one of his favorite clubs.
Yeah. I think most guys out here who played it all loved it. It was kind of universally loved. I think that M family, the M1, the M2, most guys really enjoyed playing it, and drivers really, despite all their claims, they're getting faster and faster. They're all pretty much the same for the last 10 years, just depending on one that fits you really well. And for whatever reason, I don't know if it's the size of the head or the shape of the head or just where I hit it on the face, the miss hits are just so much better. I don't hit any foul balls with it really, and keep it in play. So, and I have confidence in it, which that goes a long way as well.
Final question: which ball are you playing right now?
I play the Bridgestone Tour Black, so their new version. I've switched to it this year. It's been great. Really picked up a little bit of speed with it. The thing I love about Bridgestone is just so consistent in the wind. You get any kind of wind blowing around, and it just seems to hold its line really well, not get ballooned. and still has the great qualities around the greens like most of them do, but just seems like to me that's where that ball really shines. You get a little, 5-10 mile an hour wind, it's able to hang in there and kind of get through it a lot easier than some of these other balls.
Let's check out a couple more bags. Here's Matt Cooch's setup, featuring his Hits Speed training driver. Neal Shipley gave us an in-depth look at his setup. Check out his bag along with some unique wedge stampings.
Colonial, I usually have a mini sometimes in the bag. Definitely not a mini course this week. You don't really need it off the tee. Got 2 long par 5s where you hit 3-wood into them. So we got 3-wood in the bag. It's kind of been a old reliable club since college. This is a fresh head. I had a head, which I'm sure the Golf WRX guys have a picture of. It was dimed in the middle. But I think I put this new head in maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. So got OG Ventus 8X in it. It's been a nice shaft. I like it a little bit more than the new one just because it's like a touch softer in the midsection. Others top end of the bag, got the LST. It's in the big minus. It's 7.6 when in big minus. Got a little bit heavier weight in it. I think swing weight's out at D4. And got 7X tip 2 in this guy. It's been a really good shaft. I use this shaft for a long time now. It's been in the bag for a while, or some form of Ventus has been in the bag for a while. Going down, we got 3-iron, the Ping IDI. This thing's been awesome. It's so good off the tee. It's a nice shape for a driving iron, but you can still really get it up in the air. It's a really good mix between that club to hit it powerful shots off the tee, but then into some longer par 5s or even a par 3 every once in a while, kind of floating one. Able to get that float. We got the Ventus 10TX in the OG hybrid version. Believe this is tipped maybe 2 inches or 1 inch. Can't remember exactly. No, this has been an awesome club. It's nice. Yeah, I can hit those floaters, but also get it on the ground. This part of the bag is a little bit new this week. Just got a fresh set made up. Starting the 4-iron. I have the I-240 with the dynamic gold 120 X100s. The 120s are a little lower launching, lower spinning. I've kind of battled spin most of my young career, so trying to get the spin under control. I've used this shaft since college, but the change we've made this week is actually going to a soft step, just to try and get a little touch more height and spin on the ball, a little more deflection. 9 through 5 have the Blueprint tees. I think it's one of the cleanest looking blades out there. Just love these guys. I've had them in the bag for a long time. When they came out with them and I tested them at Ping prior to them going to market, they immediately went in the bag. And this side of the bag, we have the S159 still. I play them in pitching wedge, a 50, a 54, and a 60. And in the 54 and 60, I got my iron shafts, the 120s still. And then I have S400s in the other 2 wedges. I just kind of stayed in the S159s for the shape of them. I prefer the shape a little bit more, the leading edge. Not as rounded of a leading edge, a little bit more straight on. So that they've been great. Used them on Corn Ferry Tour and hit a lot of wedges on Corn Ferry Tour. So they've been working. Really have a lot of confidence in those. I go with the S grind with higher bounces, 12 degrees of bounce in the 50 and the 46. And then also a 12-degree S grind in the 54. And then in the 60, you can see this week I have 2 right now in the bag, a T grind and an H grind. I primarily use the T, the H, and then I'll do a 58 S. These are actually at 59 degrees. I'll do the 58 strengthen to take a little bit of bounce off in the S grind, and then we'll shave some trail edge and heel edge relief. Just helps act as like a higher balance H essentially. So kind of stick with those most of the time. And then of course got PLD putter. This is a Answer 4D head. So it has a aluminum insert to kind of soften it up a little bit. It's a little bit heavier. I think this one's 355 to 360 grams, so a little bit heavier head. So the heavier head I feel like has helped me on some of the shorter putts with a little bit of stability, but the insert I think has been helpful on some of the longer putts, just kind of slowing the ball down with the softer insert in the grooves. This thing's been awesome. We used this back half of Corn Ferry season, putted great. Just got it back in the bag probably a month ago and had one of my best weeks on the greens last week at CJ Cup. So that's been great. I think the only one I missed too is a 5-wood. Sometimes I use 5-wood. It's, you know, cut really short because I've battled spin, but it's been a nice addition when, you know, I don't have to hit 3-iron off the tee. We're gonna have calm days. You know, it's a great club. Kind of fits in the same yardage window, but yeah, a little bit more forgiveness and the ability to kind of launch it up in the moon. And that's got an 8X Ventus, and that's actually the new Velocore Plus. Kind of helps launches a little higher than the OG Ventus, so help that 5-iron get up in the air. The newest addition, little white box, is the double dot. Switched to it, been testing it out and just switched to it. I've struggled with spin for a long time, and I was battling that especially in, you know, my longer irons and had to take a lot of loft off. So I struggled when I got the irons in the right spin rates and the right spin windows, not getting enough height. So I was able to go to this ball and add loft, get the launch I need without really adding too much spin. And you know, that's the reason too, we've kind of soft stepped these guys and changed this week. And I've added loft on the driver and added loft to my 3-wood. It's been nice to be able to kind of launch the ball a little bit more and you know, get some height more with my launch rather than with the ball downfield. So it's been a nice addition. We got some fun stamping on these. On the 60, this H grind, we have Hoist the Cone. That's just been kind of the Pirates theme this year. You know, they need some traffic cones to get those boys on base to home plate. So, you know, the offense has been kind of coming alive. It's been kind of fun. Yeah, on the 54, we have Big Fudge. It was supposed to be Big Fridge. So this happened a little while ago. Big Fridge it's a nickname between my college teammates and I. Fridge meaning stomach, so I had big stomach. But we told the ping guys to put big fudge on it, Big Fridge on it. And I think, you know, maybe some bad cell service or something, and they thought I said fudge, so they put fudge on it. And it's kind of stuck through a couple wedge iterations now. It's become a little joke with them. Don's 7, Don's as in McDonald's, and 7 as in the number 7 meal, the 2 cheeseburger meal. That was my McDonald's order back when I would have McDonald's frequently. I no longer go to McDonald's really at all, but I have it on my yardage book on the inside, just a funny joke. And then OCC SWAT on the pitching wedge. Just a little salute to the Oakmont SWAT, the game that we play on Wednesdays and on the weekends out at Oakmont, the member game. Little four-man best ball, no strokes, best club game in the world. I think it's so much fun. I love playing in it, and I look forward to this next off week going out and swatting it a little bit with the boys.
Let's take a moment to look at Chris Kirk's growing collection of putters. He had 7 in the bag or around it this week. Robert McIntyre had a custom Scotty Cameron to test out, featuring a cut down plumber's neck hosel and a specially milled face. And while we're at it, let's take a look at the rest of his bag setup. Launched on tour this week was the new Project X Titan Yellow shaft. Wyndham Clark added the shaft into play last week before winning the Byron Nelson. Here's more on the shaft specs.
Kenny, our winner, trusted Titan Yellow in the driver. Something we're super excited. He made the change last week and ultimately won. He's got Titan Black in the woods as well. So both options, both utilized very well out on tour. Titan Yellow in specific, it's a counterbalance Titan Black. So it's the same Sinex technology, firm midsection, firm down in the tip, but with the balance point moved, get a little more head mass, meet the swing weight that the builders want to build, ultimately control shot shapes a little better by moving the weight in the head to dictate start line and launch. But yeah, you'll see these out on tour. We got some in the bag already and plenty more to come. If we're just talking Titan in general, we've added Sinex technology. So basically what that is our engineers have found a way to make the handle feel more elastic, not necessarily soft, but a little smoother in the handle typically than some of our past Project X graphite. Firm midsection, firm tip. Sinex technology, what it allows the player to do is feel a little bit more load in transition without losing the feel of the club head. What we saw, tighter dispersion, tighter ball speeds, and some of the guys on tour are already loving it. So we're super proud of the progress they've made out here. From an engineering perspective, with the balance point change, we may see a little bit in higher launch, a little bit more spin, but these are still definitely a low profile all the way through. Biggest difference, is that balance point change from yellow. So potentially the builder last week wanted to optimize ball flight a little bit more, maybe a little bit more spin to hold the start line. Like I said, I wasn't there, but based on the technology, that's what I can kind of assume that the builders and fitters were looking at.
Finally, have a look at what the winner will take home this week. A custom 82 Schwab Scrambler car. Thanks again for watching. Hit the subscribe button for more content each week on tour. And if you did, like the video.